rolling.
Yeah, my name is Rick Detman. I'm 68 years old, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my journey. As a child growing up, my mom was an avid churchgoer, and my father was not. The one thing I did not like about going to church was the hymns. And it's really a shame because that's really what kind of turned me off of church was the hymns. It sounds funny today, but it really was. I didn't enjoy that part of it. And as I said, in 1965, I got in my first garage band. As time went on, I stopped going to church. About that time, I decided, well, I'm going to go to Nashville and be a songwriter. I was fortunate enough to have 42 songs published in Nashville as a songwriter. Um, and that's really, I guess, when my life really took a left turn. And I had a tendency to break quite a few of the commandments more than one time. And that was that kind of a lifestyle. Um, I smoked, I drank, uh, chased women, did all the things that you do as part of that lifestyle. And never thought anything about it. Never gave church a second thought. Really, I mean, I never anything I had learned as a child didn't apply to my life. It really didn't. And like I said, I didn't feel I needed God for what. I was living a life. Around 1980, I stopped playing, um, and I went into radio, and I did radio for over 30 years as a disc jockey or announcer or whatever they want to call them today. I don't know. But and continued a downward trend in my life. You know, um, and then, boy, I guess it was about 6 years ago. Um, I had a heart attack. I was on my way to the Abbeville Opera House, and I've never felt pain like that in my entire life. I had it in my jaw, in my arm, my chest felt like somebody had parked a car on it, and I turned around and kind of yelled, I guess, I don't know really, but I told her to call 911. And I said, I'm having a heart attack. And at first she kind of looked at me, and then she realized I wasn't kidding. And we live out in the country. We're a good 20, 22 minutes away from town. So I really didn't think I was going to survive it. I really didn't. Um, it was a very hard thing to do. To say goodbye to your wife and think this is it. There is no more after this. And so I I did, and I really kind of gave up. I really did. I was thinking, okay, well, here's my reward. This is it. And while I was in the hospital, I kept thinking about the music. Something came over me. Today it's easy to, in hindsight, to say it was God touching my heart. But something at the time came over me and said, if you took the religious words and put them to an acoustic kind of guitar and used harmonies, this would be pretty cool. What I believe is God spoke to me and said, you've had a long life of doing all these things in music that you've enjoyed doing. Now's your turn to pay it back, to do this and do it to praise me, not everything else that you've done in life. And that's always stuck with me. That's a tough thing for me to realize that he could have talked to me like that and said, "Here's, go do this." So after that, I tried to find some people and put a group together that would do just that. and use this music to praise Him, but at the same time, um, it helps me. I have a lot to be ashamed of. I have a lot to feel bad about. But when we're out as a group playing, I feel that I feel better. I don't know how else to say it. I feel like I'm doing the right thing and I'm making up for all the time that I didn't do the right thing.